Snipers, I had to make this update on Ethereum as we're breaking out to new all-time highs towards our target of $1,800, but a lot of people are asking me, where could I add to my position or re-enter? I want to talk about the perfect areas to re-enter into Ethereum or add to your position, as this is the most bullish chart I've ever seen in my life. I've talked about this before, and you guys know the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart right now is breaking out of a massive symmetrical triangle with over 500% upside. I want to talk about the implications of Bitcoin dominance and others dominance with Ethereum's price, because you can see since the start of this year, others dominance has started to take over Bitcoin, with Bitcoin dominance dropping all the way down to 61% from over 73%, and others dominance, specifically the DeFi coins, have just been rallying. There's a lot to look at today. Traditional markets as well, the S&P 500 forming a new all-time high. I want to talk about what's happening in the traditional markets, even Japan looking like it wants to shoot towards new highs, and of course that all has to do with the DXY chart. Just as we predicted, by the way, we're starting to find resistance here, and now we're finding support at this previous resistance here. This has a huge effect on Bitcoin's price and traditional markets. We have so much to talk about today. You guys are watching the Snipers channel, and we'll take a look at Bitcoin's analysis first and foremost. If you appreciate this content, remember to like this video. I want to talk about this resistance area for Bitcoin right now that we're facing once again. It's been 3 days now that we've tested this resistance level, and really at this point, this resistance area to me is becoming more and more bullish, because we've already started to close 4-hour and hourly candles above this resistance area. And at this point, what I'm watching for Bitcoin is if we continue to close hourly candles above this resistance, then there is a chance Bitcoin could come up and see new all-time highs. And I say that because from this resistance area, if we start to see volume, this breakout could be exponential. And of course, we know Ethereum has a lot more upside. And so we have to watch what happens here during the weekend, because remember, on the weekend, the markets are most manipulated due to CME futures markets being closed. And so right now with Bitcoin, we have yet to form a higher high. We only formed a lower high, which isn't a bad thing during an uptrend. But of course, realize at this point, we do have this resistance area, and right now we're facing it. If we start to close candles below this resistance level, then there are 3 major levels that I'm going to watch. And I just want to put this out there for the weekend. If you guys are, going out and doing stuff, just keep these levels in mind, because these are crucial levels. If we pull up the 4-hour Ichimoku cloud, first and foremost, there is a potential, as we saw in the previous rally, we kept coming down and testing the support of the Ichimoku cloud, and that has long lived as a major level for Bitcoin. On the 4-hour, you can see it also acted as resistance, so we've respected this line many times. And so at this point, you can see there's confluence here at that $34,788 support level that I've had drawn out on this chart since we topped out here and dropped back down to 28,000. And so realize that that confluence gives me confidence that if we continue to stay above 34,800, in my opinion, that would be a very bullish case for Bitcoin. We actually called out the fact that we'd come up to this small pocket here and consolidate in our video 2 days ago, but now we're starting to see weakness at this resistance. So I do want to say that I'm totally fine with Bitcoin consolidating above this key level inside of this pocket here during the weekend. That to me is totally fine for a potential bullish case in the next week. However, the other scenario would be we just start to rally during the weekend, because of course Ethereum is in price discovery and we need more volume in the market right now for Ethereum. So there is that possibility, but the bearish case would be if we break 34,788, then this monthly and weekly open would be my last draw. If we break down and close any hourly candles below that, then I'd be very cautious in the market during the weekend. I want to put out all of these levels right now because we could see extensive volatility during the weekend, and so it's very important that you guys keep these levels in mind. So really, it's that $34,788 support if we still find resistance at this area, or we end up skyrocketing to new highs just like Ethereum, of course. And a perfect transition here to Ethereum, where I want to talk about the perfect re-entry for those that have yet to get a position or are looking to get a position. We'll actually just take this Fibonacci retracement tool and follow this uptrend here and talk about the potential areas of support. And if we come and retrace from the current levels, what I'm going to be watching is, remember, we have this channel and this resistance area that's going to turn into now support, which already tested as support. And of course, that is showing slight bit of confluence with the 38% retracement level for the fib retracement. And so in my opinion, that 1570 area, that would be the prime area to enter. And for those that are getting our premium signals in our Discord, you know I actually sent out an Ethereum low risk trade here, and this was at 1575. Most of our trades we send are high risk because altcoins are high risk, but this, when I send a trade with low risk, it doesn't have any risk here. You can see it's Ethereum buy, not Poly BTC buy, risk very high. Then you have to pay attention to these. And I had an entry at 1575. This has actually already hit not all targets, but it also hit the second target. I have to update that. But realize that to me is still a great entry for Ethereum. I stand by that entry. I'm going to hold that position. If the 0.38 level breaks, then in my opinion, there's a potential we see a 61% retracement, and that could take us down here towards the previous all-time high of 1440 before coming further up. But like I mentioned in my video yesterday, there's very few times that we break an all-time high and come down to retest it. But your best bet, in my opinion, is going to be the dollar cost average. Bam, right there at the 38% retracement. If it comes down, have an extra allocation ready for the test of the previous all-time high, and then anything below that, in my opinion, is unlikely. Of course, it's the weekend, anything could happen, and CME futures are launching on February 8th for Ethereum, so always keep those fundamentals in mind. But we've yet to reach our target of 1480, so I'm still expecting some upside for Ethereum, a lot more upside when we look at the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, as this is the most bullish chart I've ever seen in the history of cryptocurrencies. And of course, thanks to Adonis, who is an amazing community member in our Discord, that pointed this out 3 months ago in our Discord. For those not in the Discord, remember the link is in the description below. It's the best place for you to be able to just have the Discord app on your phone and constantly be up to date with what's happening in the crypto market. One of my favorite things to do on the Discord actually is go to this news tab here. If you go to the news tab and you look at the news tab, I'll actually show you on the computer, is while I'm on the go, I'm always keeping up with the most up-to-date news on the Discord. This actually aggregates news from all of the cryptocurrency sites in the world, and it labels it yellow, green, or red based on if it's bullish, bearish, or neutral news. And you'll always get news first on this Discord API channel. And so it's right under updates, under news. For those that don't use it, I highly recommend using it. But anyways, shout out to Adonis on that one. And so this is a very bullish breakout of a symmetrical triangle that dates back to 2017. And so at this point, I've talked about this in the past, and I want to reiterate, the potential here is over 500% gains. If we take the schematic of this triangle, you can see here, and we readjust that for today's volatility, what you'll notice is percentage-wise, at this point, this could potentially see 500% increase when it comes to Ethereum dominance, which is very highly likely. When we look at DeFiPulse.com and all of the DeFi projects being built on Ethereum, you can see over 35 billion right now is locked up in DeFi. Ethereum is truly leading the financial revolution with decentralized finance. Of course, Bitcoin being the storage of value, the digital gold, but Ethereum being a more usable currency. I think there's a lot of bullish, biases for Ethereum in the long term, and so I believe this chart could easily head to 2,000. Possibly even 3,000 in the macro, even up to 6,000 in the macro. But it's really all about these micro movements that lead to macro movements. And so we'll always keep watch with you guys. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, remember to subscribe and turn on those post notifications to get our updates first. But realize that that's what I'm looking at with Ethereum. And so there's not much more to talk about. When it comes to Ethereum dominance, we have so much potential upside that at this point, I'm not so worried about the dominance retracing down. If we were to even do a fib retracement on the dominance here, what you'll notice is we can potentially see us come down towards that monthly and weekly open. I think this is also a very good way to indicate what your entry is going to be into Ethereum. I like to watch Bitcoin's chart personally when I'm entering Ethereum. I look at Bitcoin's technical analysis because I know it has such an influence on Ethereum. And so, let's say we come down to 34,788. I'll enter Ethereum and not Bitcoin, but I'll enter Ethereum because Bitcoin hit that level. And so it's just kind of how the market works with Bitcoin being so dominant, but this chart is certainly important. You can catch a lot of great entries by watching this chart, and this chart is really what matters more than the Ethereum to US dollar chart. So if we see a 38% retracement, we could potentially come down below the monthly and weekly open. I think that's highly unlikely, but that is a potential. Ethereum to Bitcoin, it acts like it wants to act. It's a very volatile chart, of course, because you're taking two very highly volatile assets and comparing them with each other, but very, very lucrative assets in the long term, of course. So I would say that when it comes to the weekly and monthly open here, I wouldn't necessarily care too much about this, retracement more than the Bitcoin to USDT chart, and then assuming your entry on that. But that monthly and weekly open could certainly act as a support for Ethereum to Bitcoin, but we could potentially see a little bit further downside. So maybe have some extra entries down below that just in case, based on that Fibonacci retracement. So with Ethereum right now, like I said, 1575, that was our initial entry. That was our initial re-entry. We even entered the trade at 1440. I even made a whole YouTube video on that trade. So we entered here, and then I got out at 1575, and then it continued a little bit higher, and then so when it retraced, I got back in at 1575, and I'm glad I did, because now we continued higher. So congratulations to those that at least took the trade. I know I'm very happy with that position. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance, because this could just change on us at any time. And so we have to be very careful about how we approach these markets when Bitcoin dominance is so oversold. You can see we're actually below the 100, 200, and the 50 period moving average on the daily chart. That is something to keep in mind. Realize that on the weekly, we've yet to come down and touch this area. So I would say that right now we have to watch this 200-week moving average as a potential support area for Bitcoin dominance, because if Bitcoin dominance comes down to this area, that might be a good time to take profits on some altcoins before we potentially could see a retracement to the upside. And I think that we'd find resistance around that monthly and weekly open, where we could potentially re-enter into altcoins and then see that continue further down, because at this point this is definitely turned bearish, and we actually called out exactly when Bitcoin dominance was going to reverse. And so I think this is a very important key level at 59.50% Bitcoin dominance. If we head towards that, that's the 200 period weekly moving average, and you can see in the past we've loved to just kind of scroll around that moving average. It's a very healthy place for Bitcoin. It's acted as resistance in the past, it's acted as support in the past, and so realize that you can see it acted as support here. This is a key level. We want to watch this level. I believe that that could be a good place to leave altcoins back into Bitcoin, but always keep the dynamics in mind. When it comes to others' dominance, same story. We're above all of the weekly moving averages on this chart. If we pull back, my entry would be that monthly and weekly open here. That could be a prime entry for some of these DeFi and altcoins. One of my favorite portfolios, and I'll actually talk about this in another video, but if we actually pull up, I think one of our analysts today on our chat, check this out. They posted this altcoin portfolio. This is a very nice altcoin portfolio. If you guys are looking for allocation, screenshot this. This is, I believe this is the DeFi Pulse Index. It's one of the largest indexes of DeFi coins. But one of our analysts said, if you were excited about Ethereum, then this is the DeFi coins against Ethereum. So check this out. Since 2021 started, those DeFi coins have skyrocketed even against Ethereum. So we know if Ethereum's chart is this bullish right now against Bitcoin, because some people are like, it doesn't matter what the price is against Ethereum. Yeah, but if Ethereum's this bullish against Bitcoin since 2021, imagine how bullish things would have been if you were in some of these DeFi coins, which that portfolio allocation is here. So that's really Aave, Uniswap, and some of those other DeFi coins. That against Ethereum, I mean, they've been really performing well. Of course, when you have such a small market cap, it's a lot easier to see gains. And so there's a lot more lucrative opportunities in some of those DeFi coins. That portfolio I just showed you is a very good one, but I also have a personal one that I'll talk about in another video. So let's look at the DXY. This is very important, guys. I know some people like to just kind of not worry about the dollar value, but realize that the reason we have such a strong bull market right now is because the dollar value has dropped the way that it has since the start of 2020. And of course, you can see even when Bitcoin initially hit 20,000 in 2017, the dollar was on a really strong rampage down, but then the bull market ended, and then we entered a bear market when the dollar value came back in value, and now we are heading towards the bottom of this channel, towards the same exact support level that started the bear cycle in 2017 for the crypto market. So this is very important to watch right now. And it's very simple. I like the DXY because it moves slow and it's very easy to read chart. So far, since we've broken down, we have never came above this 100 period moving average on the daily chart. You can see the 100 period is green. We found resistance. We're currently retesting it, and since we came down from there, we have never came back above. If we break out from here, not only are we breaking out from the 100-day moving average, we're also breaking this descending channel. That to me would be one sign of worry, because at that point we could see not just Bitcoin but all asset classes, including real estate, precious metals, fall. And so we have to watch that. If this breaks, then we have that 200 period moving average as a potential target, but this space right here could really take asset prices on a roller coaster. So we have to watch this. So far, we're just finding a garden variety pullback at the previous resistance at 91.046. So nothing crazy to watch just yet. As a matter of fact, when we look at the S&P 500 forming new highs after bouncing off of that 50-day moving average, that to me is extremely bullish. And when traditional markets are bullish, we know Bitcoin is bullish. Even Japanese markets couldn't even come down to the 50-day moving average, already ready to skyrocket even further up. I want to talk about a premium trade that we took in our Discord for those that like the educational aspect. We've been crushing altcoins, by the way, for those in our Discord group that get our signals, Tron, Bitcoin Cash, some of the legacy coins. Specifically, I want to pull up this ZRX USDT trade. This was a very nice volume play that I took on the Discord with our premium members. We entered here at this blue line is when this trade was sent out with an entry at 1.1675. It was a buy stop entry at 1.1675. That has already, in less than 24 hours, resulted, if you held on to this position, in over 60% profits on spot. So that is thousands of percent profit on margin. I want to talk about how we took this trade, and it was very simple. This was only in 24 hours. I'm telling you guys, these coins that are in, the smaller market caps and mid-market caps have a lot more room to grow than, Ethereum and Bitcoin. And so there's a lot of lucrative opportunities here. This was very simple. On the hourly chart, I saw that the volume here just out of nowhere came and increased. Actually, you can't even see it right now because there's been so much more volume since we sent the signal out. But this is February 4th. You can see out of nowhere, I saw this massive buy volume come in, and then we formed a resistance at 1.1675. And then I decided that when we came down, I wanted to take a trade here if we came back to that level. That's why I sent out the trade here at 11 p.m. and I think that, or 4 p.m., so 16 o'clock exactly here at the blue line. And then, of course, when that came up, that was the immediate entry. And that, since this was the previous resistance level and we had yet to break any highs above that, I knew that that would be a great entry, just like how we played Ethereum's breakout at 1440, and that already resulted in 60% plus profit. So congratulations to those that took the trade. And remember, I'm going to be giving away books on every single one of my videos. If you guys want to win these books, I'm specifically going to give out How Money Got Free by Brian Patrick. That is a very good book on the fundamentals of Bitcoin and the future of finance. This one is one of my favorites on Bitcoin. If you guys want to enter into this giveaway, just comment below and share this video. I want to pick a giveaway winner for our last two videos. So for the video yesterday, or 2 days ago, let's see, we'll just pick the first comment. Marcel Ribeiro, you won the book. I believe this was the Trading Psychology giveaway. Go ahead and reach out to me on Discord or Instagram. My Instagram is @Naeem, and just send me a screenshot of you sharing the video and your comment, and I'll go ahead and send you a book. And then, of course, we'll also pick another giveaway winner on our video from the other day. Let's see. Marky P, bet you wish you didn't take your profit at 1575. You won the book, Slick Mouth. But funny thing is we re-entered that trade at 1575 when we retested. That's called risk management, buddy. So it's, you take your profits when you hit resistance, wait for a confirmation, and then you can re-enter if you'd like. And that's what we did. So no matter what, it's all fine. You win the book, my favorite book on candlesticks, all about candlesticks charting. Just reach out to me on Instagram or Discord, Marky P, and I'll go ahead and get you that book. Other than that, if you guys want to enter into the giveaway for this video, feel free, comment below what you guys think is going to happen to the market during the weekend. Are we going to see a pump or dump? Because we know the weekends are most manipulated. But more importantly, I'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts are on Ethereum futures launching. Do you think that that's going to have a big effect on Ethereum's market? I'd love to hear those type of comments in the comment section below. And remember to share this video. And outside of that, guys, I appreciate you watching this, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Snipers out.